Hey everyone, this is Tina from Homewood Nursery and Garden Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am here today to talk about a fairly new pest that unfortunately a lot of us are going to be seeing and are already seeing in our home landscapes. The pest is called Crape Myrtle bark scale. So a lot of us have crepe myrtles, so yeah. And let me tell you what, this thing sucks, literally and figuratively. So Crape Myrtle bark scale are going to look like small, flat, oval-shaped insects, and you're going to find them on the bark. And usually they're gray or white. Sometimes they've got like a fluffy white egg cases in association with them, and that's what you're going to see on your stems and your trunk. The insects are going to excrete a substance called honeydew, and that will grow something called sooty mold, which will turn black, and you'll find it covering the trunks and branches also of the tree. And it's pretty obvious when you see it. And a heavy infestation can actually reduce the growth and flowering on your tree and make your tree weaker and unhealthy. So it's an important pest. So yeah, good times. So what can you do to deal with this pest in your landscape? Well, there's a number of options. We're going to go through them. Number one would be to wash your trees with a pressure washer or pressure attachment on your hose. Once you have done that and loosened things up, you can scrub off the scales with a stiff bristled brush to help remove the rest of the scales. If you decide to spray, be sure to thoroughly coat all of the surfaces, trunk, leaves, undersides of the leaves, and wear protective equipment like eye protection and a respirator mask. So what to spray if you do decide to spray? You've got a few options. None of them are perfect. It's a very durable pest, so sometimes you're probably going to have to do a couple of applications of each item. Number one, you can try horticultural oil. With horticultural oil, you got to be really careful not to spray if the temperatures are above 85 degrees. Preferably, you're going to spray in the early evening or late afternoon on a cooler day and when there's cooler weather forecast the next day. This is not a poison, by the way. This is a mechanical control that coats the insects and suffocates them or smothers them. So that's how that works, and that's why you got to get good coverage and thoroughly coat as much as you can. Next up, you could try a systemic insect killer and chemical control, and you want to look for something with imidacloprid in it. That's going to be one of the most recommended things and one of the most available chemicals to you as a homeowner. And it comes in with this hose end attachment, so you can attach it to the hose and spray that way. The great thing with this is you don't have to mix or measure anything, you just attach it to the hose, so that's kind of nice. Just be careful, you might need to wear protective equipment. You should wear protective equipment, not might need to, you should. And try not to get it on yourself, obviously. Now this is imidacloprid in a drench form. So basically you're just going to mix this into water, into a watering can at the prescribed dosage level, and then you're going to water the roots of the tree, the base of the tree with this. The downside of this is it will harm bees and other pollinators. It's not safe for them, so you just have to know that when you use it. The upside of this is it's going to last a good amount of time in the plant, and it's going to be there so when the insects come or succeeding generations of the insect come, they're going to be there to get killed by the pesticide. Now there was one aspect to this that I hadn't mentioned and that is taking care of your plants in the first place. A healthy, unstressed plant is going to fight off disease and insects much more capably than one that isn't. So water during dry spells. Make sure you water the first 2 years while the plant is getting established regularly, 1 to 2 times a week deeply to soak the root ball. Use mulch, not against the base of the trunk, but over the root zone. About 2 inches of mulch of your choice is great and will help protect the roots from cold and from heat, suppress weeds, and mulch also helps keep you from accidentally bumping the tree with the mower or the string trimmer, and that kind of damage is also stressful to the plant. So that, and then also fertilization, April, and if you think you need to again, September, but April is kind of the prime time to put down a slow release, controlled release, or organic fertilizer that's formulated for trees and shrubs. Doing those things are going to help leverage your odds against this pest and other pests and other things that could happen to the tree. So be good to your trees. All right, that's it for Crape Myrtle bark scale. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll see you around Homewood. Peace out.